Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Connecting Communities, where Share Tea learns new things and meets new people. So I'm here, Share Tea and Waffles, and today we're going to learn some makeup tutorials. So stick around and we'll be right back with you. Okay. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. Today I've got Kara Prodonovich, and she has become a makeup guru on the internet, and she's got some cool makeup tutorials to share with you. So hey Kara, can you tell us a little bit? Well, Kara, hi, thanks for joining us, by the way.
Hi Cher, thank you for having me. I'm so happy to see you.
It's great to see you. For those of you who don't know, this is my pal Kara, and she's been living in California for a while now. So usually I get to see her digitally. So it's such a treat to have her here in my kitchen studio today. So I had to get all spruced up for Kara today. So Kara, you're in California. You guys are sheltered in place as well, correct?
We are, yep, we're sheltered in place.
Okay, you guys doing okay out there today?
Yeah, I mean, everything's as good as can be expected, I guess. One day at a time, trying to stay as positive as I possibly can throughout all of this, and yeah, everything's good.
That's what we can do. We stay connected, right? Through the internet, the phone, we stay connected. Well, thanks for being here, Kara. And before we get started on the makeup tutorial today, I wanted to point out that Kara is working with a brand called GypsyMisfit, and there's some ways you can find out about her. So when we conclude the video today, you can reach out to her for more information, because we're going to be rocking through this tutorial. Hey, Kara, can you tell us a little bit about how folks can reach you and a little bit about your brand?
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, I have so many ideas in the making. I have a domain and it's going to be launching soon. Now, when soon is, I don't know. It might be a week, it might be 2 months. However, the link to my unique makeup that I do on the side that I sell is active. So you can go to www.gypsymisfit.com. And in the top left corner, there's a drop down, and you can click on makeup and skincare, and that'll link you directly to the unique if you're interested in anything I talk about throughout this video. And then there'll be more things to come that are way above and beyond that. And then the next way to reach me is on Facebook. You can just find me by searching my name, Kara Prodonovich, and we'll spell it probably somewhere in the comments below. And you can add me as a friend there, private message me. And I have an exclusive site on there where I do most of my videos, tutorials, lots of different sales, giveaways, just fun stuff. I like to have a lot of fun with what I do. And that, in the search bar, if you don't want to add me as a friend, you can just type in GypsyMisfit, one word, and then exclusive, and then click join and I'll add you. And then on Instagram, I'm Kara Prodonovich. So Kara Prodono, V as in Victor, ICH. And you can find me on Instagram as well.
Great, thanks, Kara. So we'll put all that in the comments, you guys. If we're going to rock through, because we only have so much time with you guys today. So if there's anything you have follow-up questions on or whatever, we'll remind you again at the end of the video. Use the links below to reach out to Kara, and I'm sure she'd be happy to answer questions or give you further information. Kara, I wanted to show this. I have my emergency chicken today. Since we're sheltered in place, it says, if things go badly, deploy the emergency chicken. So we've got the power of the emergency chicken today. So
we're done. We might need it. We might need it.
We might need it, yes. I know I'll need it over here. I'm always a hot mess, but you know, that's how it is. So today you might be thinking, like, why the heck am I going to do makeup while I'm at home? Well, I don't know about you guys out there. I know Kara and I, working with our clients, we are on video chats and then connecting with our friends as well. So when you're on a video chat, you want to feel good about that video chat you're doing. You don't want to, some of these meetings get recorded. They'll tell you ahead of time that they record it, and you don't want to be like, oh my gosh. So another thing about sheltered in place, a lot of the mental health experts say it's routine. So what I'm finding is if I get up in the morning and I do my makeup, put my nice dress on, and I feel good on that video call, it makes me feel better. It gives me a sense of normalcy, and it creates a nice professional presence. So that's what we're doing. Also, those of us who live with spouses, we want to look good for our spouses during the day. So, yep, Kara got it. So that's what we're talking about today. So I'm going to let Kara take it away.
Okay, I'm going to take it away. I struggled with what I was going to show you guys today not because I have so little to show you. I have so much to show you. So I decided to go with what I like to call my basic base face. So it's super simple. You can use it with any type of foundation, powder, concealer, brushes, beauty buds, you name it. I'm obviously going to use my products, which are unique. Now, keep in mind, I have tons of different products from all different manufacturers, but we're going to do a base face. And what I've done so far prior to coming on the video, just to save some time, was I applied 1 coat of mascara. And what I like to do, several different types of mascaras, but I used my Epic, I'll show you here, just regular Epic mascara that Unique sells. And what I like to do for better volume is I curl my lashes first. So I'll put a quick curl on both of them. Sometimes I prime them, sometimes I don't. And then I just do usually 1 coat of mascara when I'm doing a simple base face. It just gives it a nice fresh look and you don't look overly made up. So I've got that on now. And then because skincare is so important, you guys, like, in my opinion, your makeup is never going to look flawless. It's never going to look the way you want it to if you don't take care of your skin first. And again, that's why I ultimately decided to sell these products I always loved them, but when the Uology line came out, it's customizable for your skin. So the only other thing I have on my face right now is my day moisturizer. And if you order this, it comes in this little jar. It's got the moisturizer, and you can choose 3 boosters for your skin type, what you want. So I've got a little tint in mine, I've got hydrating, and I've got pore reducing. That's what's in my day cream booster. Okay, so I've got that on, and that's all. Now I'm gonna go blind for you guys. Seriously, I can't see anything, which is why you will find me using my magnified mirror, one of them. This is a really good trick for those of you who have a hard time seeing. I don't wear contacts, but just in general, it's really good to get up close. You'll find stuff you've never seen before, y'all, trust me, and things you might not want to find. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on face primer. And face primer is critical. Seriously, it's so important if you're going to use any type of foundation, because it's going to seal in that layer on your skin. It's not only going to make your foundation look flawless, but you're going to put a coat in between your skin and your makeup to better protect your skin as well. So it's serving 2 purposes. So right now, I'm using our brand new one that we just launched. We have 3 different. We have the OG primer, then we have a hydrating. This is mattifying, okay? So I'm going to use just 2 small drops of the mattifying primer. And I'm going to just take it on my finger here, and I'm just going to rub it into my face, under my eyes, everywhere. Anywhere I'm going to put foundation, concealer, all my products. It's going to go everywhere. The mattifying is really cool. I think it's probably my favorite one. They're all great, but this one really minimizes pores, and I think I like the way my makeup goes on better with this one. To be determined. They're all good. I also put some on my neck, because if you're using foundation, it's important to cover your neck as well. And then we're just going to let it sit for a second. Not a second, maybe like 20 seconds, just to give it an opportunity to dry. You have any questions, Cher? Am I talking too much?
You're doing great, Kara. I'm learning so much already.
Are you? Good. Yay.
While we're letting it sit, I'm going to put my mascara on, because I missed that step. But that's why you're the expert and I am along for the ride.
No, I wasn't sure. I was like, should I do the mascara? But then the video would probably be like 3 hours long if you let me talk and show everything I have.
Between the two of us, we can do this all night, everyone. You need us for a telethon? You can, hire us,
We should. I think it's a really good idea. Okay, so now that's definitely enough time for it to set. I don't know how well you guys can see my face and my skin, but my problem areas, I call them problem areas. You know, we all have our things that we're insecure about, things we don't particularly like about our skin, whatever. But here on the left side of my face, I've got a couple of brown spots. We'll just call them that. You can call them old age spots if you want, but I don't know. I find that the spray foundation, actually all of our foundations, but I really love how our spray foundation covers these the best probably. So that's the one I chose to go with today. So your next step in a basic base face, after your primer, and keep in mind, you don't have to moisturize first. It's good to, but it's not overly necessary. You can just start with a fresh face and put your primer on and then go straight into your foundation. So I'm gonna shake this up really well. Any spray foundation you use, you wanna do that. It's gonna make some noise, Cher, so you might wanna cover your ears. I feel like I'm gonna go graffiti something real quick, like my face.
Do we sing like Baby Shark or something while you do that? Is this like when we wash our hands and we can't?
Hey, an idea now. Okay, so you shake it up really well. I'm using the shade Tulle, Tulle. Very fair. I can get dark, but I am always super, super white. So this is the second to the lightest shade we have in the spray foundation. And what I'm gonna use, okay, I'm gonna show you a couple tools, you guys. I go between these two brushes and what we call it unique beauty buds. Some of you know them as beauty blenders, whatever you refer to them as. They're basically the same thing, but they're not all created equal. So I'm gonna start using a kabuki brush. This is a unique kabuki brush. Obviously, I'd love for you guys to ask me questions about all the unique stuff. However, you can get them anywhere. I'm gonna shake it again just because I have a little OCD. And I'm gonna get it as close to the brush without getting too close. And I'm just gonna give it about 3 nice sprays to start, okay? This is very buildable foundation. It's great. When you're using a spray foundation, you wanna get it on kind of as quickly as possible and start blending it as quickly as possible as well, because it starts to dry really quickly on your skin, okay? So I've got just the start of it on, and in a circular fashion with my kabuki brush, I am just going to make circles. And everybody does this stuff different, you guys. You'll hear different things from different people and different tutorials. This is what works best for me, and it's a really good technique. Okay, so I'm just blending it in. I'm going under my eyes, and since I have mascara on, I'm just gonna gently go on top of my eye. The beautiful thing about makeup is, depending what you're using, if I were to use, let's say, a pressed powder foundation right now, I would not have put any under my eyes. I would have avoided that area because I'm gonna conceal with a light concealer, and concealer and powder foundation do not mix well. But with this type of foundation or a liquid, you essentially can put it on your eyelids and under your eyes and then conceal, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna shake it again.
I have concealer, so that's what you're talking about, right? That kind of
concealer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So now I'm gonna just go in again, and I'm gonna do a few more sprays, and I'm gonna hit the areas that I didn't get on the last run, which is basically the other side of my face, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna blend it in circles on my nose, under my eyes, get a little carefully on my eyelids, since like I said, I did that mascara already, all the way up to the hairline. Blend it in circular fashion. Get it under the under your lip, in the creases, everywhere. And then toward the end, I like to just do one little spray. This is my thing. Put it on my chin and blend down onto my neck, just like this. Just so it's, you know, a seamless look. You don't want one color here and here. Now, I can color match anybody. We have a tool on our website where you can go on and you can basically take a picture of yourself and upload it, and it can color match you. I prefer to do it because I find that there's some discrepancy, only because different foundations aren't created equal, if that makes sense. So say I use the shade tool in a spray foundation, I am not going to use the shade tool in a liquid foundation or a powder foundation or a stick foundation. It might be one shade lighter, it might be one shade darker. It just depends on the foundation that you're using. So sometimes when people do their own color matching, they end up having to send stuff back, not just with our company, with other companies as well. Was doing the neck, so make sure you get your neck. That's very important. And then what I like to do is, because I'm blind, remember that, kind of, I look in my mirror here, which is magnifying, and just make sure everything's blended nicely. And if there's any area that I want to add a little bit of additional coverage to, and I do. So I'm going to shake it up again because it's been sitting there. I'm going to do a baby spray, and I want this area to be covered more. It's pretty well covered, but not good enough for me yet. So what I'm going to do is a stippling technique. And I'm going to use my kabuki brush, and I'm going to pat, and you can do this with any foundation, it's not just spray. I'm going to gently but firmly pat it into those problem areas, okay? Which right now I'm just going to cover that spot, and bam, it's done. I can already tell, with even without my glasses and my blind self, that it's covered. Now, if you don't use brushes, I recommend you do. I'm a big fan of tools. Even my business cards are power tools, and my power tools on my business cards are my brushes, and these are just like this many of my brushes, you guys. I'm a big fan of brushes. However, I also like the beauty buds, again, beauty blenders, whatever you call them. Now, here's a really cool technique for those of you who don't know. These are made to use damp. This one is dry right now because I wasn't going to use it on my whole face or anything. However, when I use these mostly are if I use a BB cream, which is a light, we can get into that at some other point, but it's just a different type of coverage foundation. It's very light, it's very dewy. That's when I would use this tool instead of a brush. And I also use it for concealer. So what I'm going to show you guys now, I would normally run it under the sink just a little, not soaking, and then bring it out really nicely. And as you're sitting there doing your makeup, it might dry out. So then what I do, my technique is I'm using the unique rose water spritzer that you can use for many things, but we're just going to use it for this technique right now. I'm going to give it a shake. And I'm just going to spray it a few times just to get it damp. When these are dampened, you guys, you use less product. It penetrates better into your skin. It makes your makeup look more flawless. It doesn't like streak it. And it just, trust me, wet your sponges if you have them. Don't soak them, just dampen them. I also use the Avion Mister as well. So those are really good if you guys haven't tried that. Okay, so now that it's damp, I'm going to just set it aside for a second, and I'm going to use my concealer. It's a unique concealer as well. It's in the shade of Scarlet, which is our lightest shade. Now, when you're using concealer, now if you want to cover, let's say, a spot here, you have a blemish, you might want to use the shade of your skin tone. Or maybe you want to use, the green. It just depends what's going on with your skin. But for basic conceal under the eyes and to highlight and brighten your face, you always want to go lighter than your skin tone and the makeup you just put on, because it's going to make everything pop. So what I like to do is I use the Scarlet. I also, which works really well, I'm waiting for it, which is why I'm not using it now. I have Scarlet Stick Foundation, and you can put that under, and it's a lot faster and a little bit smoother. But since I don't have it, I'm going to go with straight concealer. I'm going to put it on my concealer brush, about this much. I'm not going to do too much. Again, this is after foundation. And I'm going to go under my eyes and be like pattern. Okay, and I'm going to bring it down and out. I'm going to go all the way out to about here, and I'm going to bring it down to about here because I want to brighten all this up. I don't want it to be dark and dull, and I want it to be bright and my eyes to look nice and beautiful and big. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. You don't need much of this particular concealer. And then I'm going to take my brush and just go under a little and just sweep it. Okay, that's it. Just sweep it under. And now with my Beauty Bud that's already dampened, I'm going to just press it in just a nice patting motion, not too hard, not too soft, and just get it in there. Once you do that several times, then you can push it a little bit more. And then I'm going to take the other end of it, in the hard to reach area, and I'm going to go under my eye and just get all of that. And it really brightens that area up nicely without messing up your foundation that you just applied. Now, again, if you were going to use a powder foundation, you would not have put the powder foundation under that area. You would have left it, then you conceal, and then you can put a little bit of the powder foundation on top of it if you want. There's so many techniques. Okay, so I'm just patting it in again. I'm going to take the end, the smaller end, and go under gently, just to make sure it's on there nicely. Cover that problem area even more that I don't like, that I can't even see anyways. And then sometimes I'll do my nose. You want to brighten up and highlight down your nose. You can take the rest of that concealer and do the exact same thing. And if you see me looking in weird directions, I've got mirrors everywhere. My vanity's behind me. I've got 3 big mirrors. I have another mirror here. And bam. Okay, that's all I'm going to do with concealer now. There's so many other things you can do with it, but this is a basic base face, so I have to keep reminding myself of that. Now, here's an awesome trick. This is good for anybody, but especially those of us who are not in our 20s anymore. We might have some thinning skin under the eye. You might have some wrinkling or crepey skin under the eye. Set it immediately. Setting powder, translucent, loose setting powder is my best friend. I have all kinds, you guys. The Unique, I swear, is the best. I live and die by this stuff. So I'm gonna open it up, and you can use any type of brush that you have. This is my favorite brush, and I use this end, and it's got a little net there, and I just dab it in, and I'm gonna set immediately under my eyes only. You can set the top too if you want. It just depends what you're going to do with your eyes. Normally, if I'm doing like a serious face, my eyes would be done first. I'll do my eyebrows, my eyeshadow, my mascara first before I do my face. But if I'm doing a basic base face, I might put my mascara on first and just do it like I'm doing it now because it's easy, it's simple. That's how I usually roll. Only if I'm doing like pictures or something like that or something special. And then I'll put some down my nose as well, because that's another area where foundation sometimes can bleed through. People have that issue like in the corners and on their nose. So while you're doing the rest of your makeup, you set that and bam, you're set in place. And that is not going anywhere. It's not going to crepe. It's not going to look funky and janky, and you're good to go. Okay. So now my next step for your basic base face would be any type of either blush or contour, depending on what kind of look you're going for. I'm going to do a super basic contour just to give myself some color. And I'm going to use my beachfront bronzer. I use the lightest shade that we have. I have contour palettes and different stuff too, but this works so well. It's like another one of my favorite products. And I'm going to use an angled brush to do that. This is, I don't have my glasses on, so I can't see what brand, but it's not unique, but it's a great brush. I'm just going to dip it in a couple times, blow it off, and starting with the pointy angled side first, I'm going to start down here and I'm going to work my way up my cheekbone just to give myself a nice little bit of a contour, but nothing too drastic. You know, I'm not going for like club night out right now. I'm going for kicking it at home, going to the grocery store with a mask on maybe, or doing a virtual meeting kind of look right now. I'm going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing all the way up to my hairline. So cheekbone all the way up to the hairline until you're comfortable with the amount of color you want. You know, if you want it super light, do it super light. If you want more, go, you do you, booze. Then I do my hairline up here, just a little, nothing too drastic. I take the pointy end again, dip it in a little bit more. This product goes a long way, so you don't want to go crazy. And I'll just do the sides of my nose here, just a little, just to give it a little color. I mean, it's barely noticeable, but it is noticeable. And then my jawline, just a little. Okay? And now I might go to the apples of my cheeks and just fluff it a little, just for a little more color, just for fun, because that's what I like to do. Okay? Now, this is my blending brush that I like to use, and I'm just gonna blend it in so it's not so harsh looking. And all I'm gonna do, just little circular motions, is I'm just gonna blend it up, just so it's not a harsh line anywhere. Just a little blending. Okay, and for me, that's perfect. Now, I forgot to grab it. Bear with me for a second while I look in one of my makeup drawers, and I'm gonna grab a blush. And I'm just gonna use a tiny little bit of this. This color is so beautiful, if you guys can see it. I was never a blush fan at all until this color. And I'm gonna put a tiny bit on the apples of my cheeks. Just a little. Okay, that's it, super simple. Now, the final step in this base face is to get that glorious setting powder again. And now I'm gonna use my favorite brush that I used under my eyes. I'm gonna use the other end, and I'm gonna set my whole face. So this makeup is not going anywhere. It's light, it's breathable. You don't feel like you have glue on your face. It feels like your skin. It's all of these products are light and airy and amazing. So I'm just dipping a little, tapping it off, and I'm just gonna go in and put that all over. You can use any kind of brush you're comfortable with, bigger, smaller. Do your neck, because remember, you put your foundation on your neck. You guys, you can even put foundation on your ears if you want. Sometimes I do with the spray one. I go under the eyes again, just because I do, just to set them a little bit better. And then, once you're done with that, the translucent powder sometimes will diminish the color slightly. Not much, just a tiny little bit. If you feel like it has and you want to pop those cheeks a little bit more, like oh, I want a little bit more blush, but I just set my face. It's no big deal. Just get a little more blush and just put it on your cheeks. And that's it. You are done. Okay, now for Cher's favorite part. Yay, I see you blind and all getting excited back there. Boogie wipes, you guys. These are everything. They're made with saline. You can find them in the baby aisle at Walgreens. Most of your stores are going to have these. Amazon. I have so many different wipes. I use them for different reasons, but these are my go-to for many things. What I do is they have scented and unscented ones. These are the scented, but they're mild. They're super mildly scented. I'm going to take one of these, and from putting the foundation on and all the product, you guys probably know, you get it on your lips, right? So I'm going to take this and I'm going to wipe gently around my lips, in the corners. I'm going to try to avoid anywhere I have makeup. I mean, if you get a little, it's no big deal. Anything's fixable, you guys, anything. But I'm going to wipe that. And this is also good if you make a mistake. If you're doing a lot of makeup and you make a little bit of a mistake, these things wipe your makeup off effortlessly. And you just kind of give it a wipe and just redo the spot that you made the mistake on. And I even like clean my hands with them. They're so good. I just want to keep using them. So now what I'm going to do is show you another technique. I'm going to do lips, and I'm going to do Pink's speaking to me for some reason today. And I'm just going to do a super simple lip. Lips are my favorite thing. I absolutely love doing lips, but I'm going to do a basic, simple one today. Very important thing when you're doing your lips, if you're not doing just like a clear lip gloss or a chapstick or something, is take care of your lips like you take care of your skin. I'm constantly moisturizing my lips. I've got this really great, well, I have tons, but this great rose oil chapstick that I use all the time. I can give you the brand name if you like. It's amazing. But I'm going to exfoliate gently. And this is by Unique also, and it's a sugar scrub exfoliator. I have tried these from many different brands, companies. None work as well as this one or last as long as this one. Usually in the winter, especially when your lips get dry, you might need to exfoliate every day. This one I only have to do every several days when my lips are kind of dry. So I want my lips to look nice. I don't want to see any of that skin, you know, I don't want to see flakiness. So I'm going to take my exfoliator and follow my lips in the corners as well, and just scrub it on. You know, not too much, don't go crazy, just about like that. The more you use it, the more it wears down too, so you can do it even faster. And all it is sugar and a nice oil, and oh, it feels good. And then rub it in. I probably look so silly right now, don't I? Okay. And once again, for Cher's favorite part, we will take the boogie wipe. Yay! This removes the sugar better than any other product. You can use a washcloth, you can use whatever, but I love these. And I'm just going to wipe it off. That is it. Make sure I've got all the sugar off, which I don't. Okay, now I do. Now my lips are good to go. You can do this like the night before, the morning of, every few days, whatever, but it's an important part of my routine. Now I'm gonna do my lips. What I like to do is take my beauty butt again with what's already on it and just pat around the base of my lips, you know, right around where I'm gonna line, because it makes it more defined. I'm not gonna put too much on, just enough to like cover that canvas very gently. And I'm going to use a lip liner this time. This is a unique lip liner, and I'm just going to put a little bit on. Now, the trick with your lip liner, there aren't really many tricks. What I'm going to do to make it go on smoother, though, is I'm going to take a little bit of this rose oil lip balm, and just put a little tiny bit on, just a little. It helps if you're using a lip liner, at least for me. It's one of my favorite tricks. And make sure it's sharpened nicely. And I'm going to start right at my, what they call your Cupid's bow. And I'm going to start here. I'm going to go to the other side. And then I'm going to bring it down just a little into the middle, not much. And now I'm going to finish outlining my lips. I like to go, unless I'm going super drama, like ombre, weird, cool lip, I like to just follow my natural lip line, but you can overline. There's tricks to that too. And here we go. For me, once I get to about right here, then I start from the corner and go up. It's just a me thing. And then meet it back down in the middle. Sometimes it just ends up working out better. Same thing on the other side. You can use this motion, just whatever's going to apply the color nicely. Again, just following the contour of my natural lip. Okay, now I'm going to do the bottom. Now when I line my bottom, my lower lip, I go all the way under here where the pout is. So I start there. Some people don't do that. They start lining like right here, and that's it's not that anything's a mistake or anything. Whatever works best for you, but the best technique to make your lips really pop and really stand out is to really follow that line, and that line is where it kind of pouts down. So go down there and do the same thing. I bring it up just a little, maybe to about right here. Come in from the corner and meet it in the middle. Okay, if you feel like you haven't covered your full pout, you can go back under and just darken it up. Any mistake you make is fixable. Okay, now I'm going to use a liquid lipstick from Unique. Now, the trick to these ones, a lot of people that have used these put it on and it tends to have a drying effect. What I like to do with these liquid lipsticks is either use a different brush or I'll put a little on and put it on with my finger. It depends. So we're just going to play with this right now and see what works best. I'm going to apply a little bit of it, just a little, and then gently rub my lips together. I'm not going to smush them, mush them, all that, because then that's going to mess up the line that you already did. I'm going to close it and see where I am. Okay, now, obviously, I'm not where I want to be. I already knew that. So I'm going to look for one of my lip brushes, which is retractable. Really cool. Yay! I'm going to take this and I'm just going to start blending. I don't do this with every type of lipstick or lip gloss I use. It's only for this particular one. And this color was speaking to me for some reason, so that's what I ended up going with. if I were to use a lipstick or some of my really cool lip gloss palettes, I would fill it all in with the brush and I do a different technique. But since we're doing basic and simple, you can do this with your finger, you guys. You don't need the brush, but it helps. Okay. So now if you have the color to where you like it, which I do, I could make it darker if I wanted to, but I'm not going to for the sake of keeping this video as short as possible. I think I already went over that limit. What I'm going to do now is, because I see a couple little flaws, so I'm just showing you in case it happens to you as well. I'm going to take that concealer brush that I used earlier, remember, under my eyes. I'm going to take the end of it and I'm going to clean it up. Right along the line. Nice and gently. Not a lot of concealer. I'm just using the brush, so there's hardly any on it. And that is cleaning up that line that wasn't so precise. And now a little concealer got on my lip, so I just covered it back up with lipstick, and shabam, it is that easy. The only other thing I'm going to do once I find it is I'm going to use a little bit of lip oil. If you want a matte look like this, you're done. Your lips are done. I'm going to put a little bit of a gloss or oil on it to make it look a little more shiny, a little glossy. Not a lot, tiny bit, a little here, and that's it. I'm not going to do it all over my whole entire lip. Okay, now if you want, you're done. This is a base face. I mean, you're essentially done. However, if you want a little tiny bit of bling, I guess, I'm trying to find it. I have so much stuff out. I'm going to put a little bit of illuminizer on. I'm going to use one of my fluffy crease brushes that I use for my eyes. I've got two. I use one strictly for this kind of stuff. I'm going to dab it in like so. And this is like a highlighter, basically. And I'm going to put a little right above the lip just to give it that bling effect, if you will. Like if you want to bling on your conference call or whatever it is you're doing, you can apply this stuff. And then say you want to bling a little bit more. Again, totally up to you. I'm just going to take a different one of my illuminizers, highlighters, whatever you want to call them. I use a fan brush, and I'm just going to dip it in there and go right above the cheek, real lightly above that cheekbone. Right there like that. Not much. I don't like to use much. You can put a little on your nose if you want, just a tiny little dot. You can highlight. You don't want to highlight all of your eye with this. It'll start dragging it down. Even if you do full on eye makeup, you just want to use this stuff like right at the brow bone in this area. You don't want to put it everywhere. So I'm going to just put a little right there just for the fun of it. Okay, base face is done.
There we go. Hey, Kara, thanks for being here today. This was so helpful. I have a lot of work to do on my makeup, but you know, I'm gonna be working on it. And now everybody out there, you can see that, you know, get in a routine and do your makeup and make it fun. And Kara showed you a nice, quick, easy way. I mean, you can see her makeup. It's beautiful. And you can see the difference from before and after. So Kara, again, if anyone's out there and they have questions, follow-up questions on this video for you, they want to see your other videos or they're interested in your products, can you tell everybody again the ways that they can reach out to you?
Absolutely. So if you are interested in purchasing any makeup that I used or anything else, you can go to my website, which is www.gypsymisfit.com. click in the upper link, the drop down. Remember, it's still in the works, that website. However, the link is working for skincare and makeup. You can go and look around on there and shop. Or if you want me to color match you, you have questions, find me on Facebook under my name and private message me. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. And also on Facebook, if you type in GypsyMisfit, one word, then exclusive, that'll take you to my private group where I have all the fun videos and deals that I do and glam bags that I give away and just exciting new products that have come out. And I take requests, all that fun stuff. So GypsyMisfit exclusive on Facebook. Just go ahead and click join. I'll approve you and we'll get to know each other and hopefully be friends and do some business together.
Much for being here. I know that Waffles and I had a great time. It's always a pleasure to see you, and be well out in California, in sunny California. And everybody, thanks for joining us today, and keep your eyes on this YouTube channel as I connect you with the community. Thanks, Kara. Take care and be well.
Thank you, Cher. It was so great to see you.